My Lord and my God, I firmly believe that you are here, that you see me, that you hear me. I adore you with profound reverence. I ask your pardon for my sins and grace to make this time of prayer fruitful. My Immaculate Mother, Saint Joseph, my Father and Lord, my guardian angel, intercede for me. Some years back, I was privileged to make the St. James Way journey into the tomb of St. James, northwest of Spain at Santiago de Compostela. My group of international students coincided with another group of Asians who were not able to communicate in any of the major languages, neither English nor Spanish. We had to resort to sign language somewhat. I reached out to one of them trying to find out whether they were Christians or Catholics. He tried to explain to me, but I was not getting it. He signaled with his index finger raised, and he said, "One Petrus, uno Petrus, Petrus, one Peter." And with that, I understood what he meant, that they were Catholics, that we have only one Peter. We are all united to the success of Peter here on earth. Today, we celebrate the feast of the chair of St. Peter. It's a good day for us to reflect on the place of the successor of Peter in the scheme of things. In your scheme of things, Jesus. The Gospel of the Mass, specially selected, is taken from Matthew chapter 16. When Jesus came to the region of Caesarea Philippi, he asked his disciples, "Who do people say that the Son of Man is?" We too, Jesus, are in the region of Caesarea Philippi. Now, when we listen to the news, we hear of the wars, the conflicts in that area. Some even decide to switch off and listen less to the news because of the catastrophes being announced and terrible things happening, deaths, victims of war. I accompany you, Jesus, in this region. Hence, I accompany all the victims of this conflict, at least with my prayers, and if possible, with humanitarian assistance. It's you, Jesus, you started this conversation. Who do people say that the Son of Man is? So you too are interested in public opinion, in the news. Okay, here are the headlines. They replied, "Some say John the Baptist, others Elijah, and still others Jeremiah or one of the prophets." To be sure, Jesus, there are many opinions, but these are the major headlines. After hearing it seems you don't subscribe wholesomely to the news and opinions on major media. "But you," he said to them, "who do you say that I am?" 10 Minutes with Jesus also has something to say about you, Jesus. You ask us, you ask me, who do you say that I am? The clock is ticking. But before we could say anything, almost immediately Simon Peter replied, "You are the Christ, the Son of the living God." I know, Jesus, you know everything. But here, it's as if you couldn't hide your joyful marvel at Peter's answer, that you wouldn't stop certifying him thus. Jesus said to him in reply, "Blessed are you, Simon, son of Jonah, for flesh and blood has not revealed this to you, but my heavenly Father. And I say to you, you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of the netherworld will not prevail against it. I will give you the keys of the kingdom of heaven. Whatever you bind on earth shall be bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven." Up to here, the gospel. I notice, Jesus, how personal you take the things of Peter. You single him out on this occasion, and on many other moments, prior and subsequently in the gospel. For example, at the beginning of your public ministry, On calling Simon Peter, you chose to enter his boat. You lodge at his house in Capernaum. He is the first of the intimate circle of friends alongside James and John on special occasions. He walks on water with you. He pays your tax and he is together. You forewarn him against giving up after his trials and denials, telling him that when he gets back, he should confirm his brothers. Then especially after the resurrection, you reconcile with him as he confessed fully his love for you. You confirm him in his role as chief shepherd of your flock. The task Jesus you entrust to all the apostles of teaching, of sanctifying, of governing, you first of all have singularly entrusted to Simon Peter, which will pass on to his successors, that he confesses you. But you, who do you say that I am? Simon Peter speaks on our behalf. You are the Christ, the Son of the living God. Identifies you as the Son, and thus you are. And you go on, blessed are you, Simon, son of John, for flesh and blood has not revealed this to you, but my heavenly Father. If you, Jesus, are the Son, and you are saying that your heavenly Father has revealed to Peter, it shows that Peter is already enjoying a unique relationship with your heavenly Father, and therefore he's part of your family, and we will come along. You take Peter's things personal. It's as if you notice the need for this principle of unity among your followers here on earth, and you place Simon Peter at the helm of affairs. You are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church. And for that, Peter and his successors have become that permanent and visible principle of unity of the church. You are the rock of ages. He is the visible rock on which you build your church. The Bishop of Rome, the Papa, Father, Holy Father, remains for us the reference. These days, listening to the news, many times I've been asked, is it true that the Holy Father has said? Is it true that the Holy Father has approved? What happens these days when we listen to the media? Who do people say that Pope Francis is? Imagine we were to ask that question. What is the media saying about the Holy Father? Well, it would be nice to ask Jesus, borrowing your words, who do you say that the Holy Father is? Who do you say that Pope Francis is? I would like to hear you say, he is Peter. He is the rock upon which you build your church. And the gates of the netherworld will not prevail against it. When we look at the saints, the attitude towards the Roman pontiff, we understand that they themselves have regarded the Pope as the vicar of Christ. For instance, St. Catherine of Siena, that holy woman who enjoyed intimate relationship with you, she loved God's church and the Roman pontiff with deeds and in truth. She deferred to the Pope. She'll be the one saying, whatever we do to him, we do to Christ in heaven, whether it be reverence or insults. Jesus, may we learn from the saints, may we learn from you to love the Pope, to listen to him, to take special care to listen to his words, and not be carried away by public opinion that tends to taint him. This attitude is the polar opposite of speaking negatively in public about the Pope or undermining trust in him, not even when some specific personal criteria are not shared. In that case, we'll need to render at least religious assent of the understanding and the will to his teachings. St. Josemaria Escrivá also exhibited this love for the Pope to the extent that he said, I will cut out my tongue 1,000 times with my teeth. I spit it away before uttering the slightest murmuring against the one I love most on earth, one who is, as I like to say, repeating St. Catherine's words, Il dolce Cristo in terra, the sweet Christ on earth. The Pope enjoys Jesus by your special privilege and grace, this charism of infallibility when he teaches on faith and morals, especially when he defines solemnly an article of faith that we need to adhere to. We need to give assent of faith. Holy Mary, we ask you, Mother of the Church, to obtain for us that union for the successor of Peter, Pope Francis. I thank you, my God, for the good resolutions, affections, and inspirations which you have communicated to me in this meditation. I ask your help to put them into effect. My Immaculate Mother, Saint Joseph, my Father and Lord, my guardian angel, intercede for me.